Welcome to the Temple of Flame. On today, Faithful Acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is from Brotaco. It is the pineapple habanero sauce. Now, so the first time I had this, well, not the first time I had this, but the first time it has appeared in a video before, which was the Totino's Stranger Things pizza things. And I thought this had bad taco because the B and then this like the O, I guess I read as a D, and then the R. I mean, close up, it's clearly not the A, right? It's got this little tiny indentation in it. But I thought it was bad taco. You know, like that's a bad taco, like a badass taco. But no, it's Brotaco. We've got some copy here and a lot of copy that, honestly, I'm not going to bother reading. And I'm not going to bother reading that either. All right, so let's skip ahead to the ingredients. We've got pineapple, habanero peppers, distilled water, vinegar, lime, cilantro, and salt. So cilantro does not, in my view, particularly show up here. The lime does to an extent, and certainly the pineapple, and there's a bit of heat from the habaneros. So tropical and citrus, I think it's fine. It goes okay together. But see, it comes with a restrictor cap. No, I purposely didn't remove this in the other video just because I like to leave the bottles as intact as possible until I do this review. But you can see we've got some clotting in the neck from the restrictor cap, I might add. So if you're doing a pulpy sauce, I don't understand why you would put a restrictor cap on it to begin with. Like, to me, that is, it is so wholly unnecessary. Like, why are we doing that? What would ever possess you to make a pulpy sauce and then throw that smaller restrictor cap on it? That's like a Louisiana style sauce restrictor cap. That's not a, like, what are we doing? Anyway, so we shouldn't have any more clotting up at the top of the neck. Now that the restrictor cap is gone, you can see it smoothly falls back down. So look at this. It's not quite a consistency of applesauce, but it's kind of a consistency of applesauce. Very, very nice pineapple color here. Color-wise, I like this a lot. And I figured it was mostly just going to be a pretty regular pineapple habanero. Unfortunately, even with the lime, I was like, well, maybe it won't read through that much. Sadly, it does. But in terms of color, it looks really, really, really good. Let's get on into the flavor. It's got a good bit of punch, especially for this type of sauce. Very light, very vibrant. I just wish that that lime, honestly, I wish it wasn't there, because I'm not a big fan, honestly, generally, of lime in sauces. And I think with the lime, I like to put pineapple on pizza. And I do it a lot. So pineapple sauces will go on a pizza for me many, many times. I can't do it when there's lime because citrus and pizza don't go together. Not for me anyway. I don't know for anybody. I mean, I've never seen anybody squeeze a lime onto a pizza. I mean, maybe there's somebody that does that. I don't know in what world that would ever be good, but so there is a nice stripe here. Like, it's a reasonably well done label. I think there's way too much copy that is. There's too much of it, right? And it's in the small text and it's white on yellow, so it's not super legible. And it honestly isn't worth the bother for me to try to sort through all this. But I still think it's funny I called it Bad Taco in that video instead of Brotaco. But so clearly Brotaco, the lime vibes, the cilantro, the habanero, and the pineapple, I think it's clearly sort of aimed at more of a Mexican style of food anyway. I think it's aimed more at tacos. And so I got some. And I got the tacos that I thought it would pair with the best. Namely, I've got 2 al pastors. The al pastors are in the middle, and then this one here is a fish taco. So I thought that would go nicely with the fish taco. See, they give you lime wedges. Obviously, we don't need those. All right, and I think we're going to start this. The particular restaurant I got these from has appeared on this channel before in this video series. So this is certainly nothing new, but these are great. They're huge. Usually I get rice and beans, or I have in the past, and it's finally occurred to me I don't need to do that because I don't particularly like the rice and beans. So one small step for my memory actually working this time. Anyway, they do a pretty nice job most of the time. I still don't understand why radishes are served with this, though. And I probably never will. So this particular al pastor comes with chunks of pineapple already in there. And they might, I think they do it on the spit, on the trompo, and I think they might add more after the fact. So as far as an al pastor taco, this sauce is really good. And I feel like it is okay-ish on like chicken tendies. So if you get a bottle of this, and it encourages you to get out and go find some good al pastor tacos. Which are, by the way, one of the best foods you can have. Then the sauce is a success in that light. For me, it's just, I don't find it super flexible. It'd be more flexible without the lime. And the lime, I don't think it's super necessary anyway. if you get these from a good restaurant, chances are you're going to get berry and limes anyway. Or even something like Del Taco. You get their fish tacos, and they serve limes right along with them. I think the shrimp ones also when they have them. This Al Pastor is a touch dry, so I'm going to wind up using a lot of the sauce in this video. I probably wouldn't put it on a chicken sandwich, for instance, whereas I would with a more usual pineapple habanero. I love me some al pastor tacos. And I realize, depending on where you are, you might not have access to a good source of tacos at all, let alone al pastor ones. This one doesn't have no city state on this. That's interesting. I wonder why. What the hell here? This is one of the strangest fish tacos I've ever seen. It's like it's in chunks. It's a one whole piece. That's interesting. A bit unusual. I don't usually have tomatoes in this, but I'll throw a couple in for the novelty. Yeah, I mean, look at the way this pours even without a restrictor cap. Like, why would you ever do that? So weird. I don't get it. All right. So, excellent. Excellent on the al pastor. Let's take a little look here at the fish. So they just called this a very nondescript whitefish. Oh boy, it's oily. Holy moly. Oh, I don't know if I can eat this. I probably should have went with the shrimp tacos. Oh man, this is brutal. What is that? I can't identify what this fish is. I almost feel like it's like maybe a tilapia, possibly. Not a lot of flavor to it. It is a bit oily, like catfish can sometimes get, but I don't think it's catfish. Very weird. Don't I don't foresee me getting that again. I'm not gonna outright say it's bad, but definitely is not very good. So that's wow. Del Tacos fish tacos are, I think a lot of time they're borderline. I think a lot of time they're kind of questionable for what you get. Flavor wise, they are much better though. This is so weird. What the hell? Huh. Well, see that little chunk floating there is the fish. And there's a bunch of little pieces like that in there. I don't know, that's weird. Okay, well. I feel like you could make kind of an interesting cocktail with this. If you're going for a spicy tropical citrus vibe, I think it work pretty well for that. Okay, so as far as the Al Pastor vibes, this was an actual great accompaniment to that. And, I'll probably have it on fish sticks and stuff like that until it's gone and use it up that way. It's just got that off now that I wish wasn't there. I mean, there's no way around that. So the in the right setting, it works pretty well. Like on the Al Pastor, throw a little lime or just I think if I would have had a good fish taco, I think it would have been fine. Heat is like it's a solid one. I'll give it that. They definitely put just a little bit of punch into it, maybe more than you might necessarily get with other sauces of this type. It is a lot less sweet than I normally like this type of sauce. So to me, it's got a couple things working against me really loving it. But I think I think it's fine. It's definitely another take on it. I wouldn't say there's anything wrong with it. It just doesn't really cater to my palate sweet spots, I guess, if you will. But in those settings there, it was fine. It worked really, really well there. And that's kind of one of the cool things about sauces is that if you have a sauce where you don't like it on your more normal stuff, you can try to find somewhere to pair it, and it might lead you into some really fascinating food discoveries. So that's a cool thing about stuff like this. But yeah, it's a bit limited in flexibility for me personally as well, and I guess I just put it more as more in the okay-ish column. I do like it in that setting, but I don't necessarily have that kind of food a lot. And the restrictor cap I find just odd and unnecessary, but yeah, pretty solid. I think the rest of their stuff has onions, so I would say don't look for more from them for me unless they come out with some other stuff that doesn't have that in it. But a few tweaks here and there. As far as legibility on the label, the packaging I think honestly is a touch questionable, but I do like that they made the ingredients really super clear there. Like that's a good job there. The sauce, like I said, is is probably what they had in mind, and if that's what they were going for, I think that was probably successful. But for me, I'm looking for just some different facets, I guess, ultimately, and we'll just leave it there. So that was the Brotaco pineapple habanero hot sauce. Number 4, in peace, to serve the flame.